UFC 314 just took place this Saturday, and honestly, it was a pretty good card. Volk and Lopez went to war. Volk got the belt back. Patty versus Michael Chandler was pretty entertaining. Patty entered the top 10 of the UFC. Gene Silva showed us he's not just hype. He belongs in the rankings. Dominick Reyes looked like he might finally be back.
Finally!
He looked like the old Reyes of old, the one that beat Jones. But you know what would have made this event legendary? Like, this card was like a 9 out of 10. You know what would have made it a 10 out of 10? If I didn't have to listen to the fucking commentary team. The commentary this weekend was some of the worst commentary I've ever heard. It was so bad that I was sitting there and I was thinking, dude, I have to make a video about this. Because I can't keep letting them get away with it.
You can't keep getting away with it!
The UFC has to know. So, Tony Has Died, will be breaking down the top 15 commentators ranked from worst to best. Let's get into it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all that YouTube shit. And guess what? Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? I got a fucking mic, so no more fucking audio has died comments. Here we go. Starting at number 15 at the bottom. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're a Joe Rogan fan. If you're a Roganite, I'm sorry. You might want to click off this video because it's about to get nasty. The entire reason I made this video was because of Joe fucking Rogan. His commentary has gotten so fucking bad. Listen, man, I used to be a fan of his podcast, but even the podcast has gotten bad. But his commentary, the fall off needs to be studied. Like prime 2020, 2019, 2021 Joe Rogan, that was something else, man. Now he just says the same shit over and over and over again. Literally, he's just like, people forget, man. Benson Henderson invented the leg kick, man. People forget. Like, dude, nobody forgot because you remind us every single time someone lands a leg kick. He's like a fucking dermatologist. Anytime someone lands a leg kick, he's like, look at the bruising. Look at the bruising on those legs, man. Like Joe Rogan, he landed one leg kick. What are you talking about? His commentary has gotten so terrible. And dude, he doesn't even know what he's looking at. Every time a submission is even halfway locked in, this man is screaming like it's a fucking Mortal Kombat fatality. What really pissed me off was this weekend, right after the Yair fight. Joe Rogan's like, Gene Silva? Anyone want to see Yair versus Gene Silva? Jon Anik, he was just like, no, Joe Rogan. No one wants to see that. Not a single person thinks that Gene Silva should get that fight. Yet. Anyways, I'm getting off subject.
But wait! There's more!
Another thing about Joe Rogan, he keeps pushing these like fucking old man, like the 90s MMA fucking takes. Like he thinks this is pride. No, this is a real sport. This isn't just a street fight. And Joe Rogan just wants it to be a street fight. He's like, no cage. I don't think there should be a cage, guys. No weight cutting. I think back of the head shot should be legal. I don't even think there should be rounds. I swear to God, he was on the podcast with Ilya talking about they should eliminate weight cutting. Anyways, I could rant for hours about this fucking Joe Rogan fall off. He needs to get Mike Goldberg. He needs to be shipped off somewhere. Like, the commentary from Joe Rogan has hit rock bottom. It cannot get any lower. But they're not going to fire him because he's famous. He's one of the most famous people on the planet, bro. He's friends with the president. So they're not going to fire him. But they really need to fire him because he's just gotten fucking terrible. Anyways, let's go on to the next one. Michael Bisping. Anytime I see Michael Bisping is on commentary, I roll my eyes visibly. Look, Bisping has moments where he's entertaining, but 99% of the time he's on commentary, he's barely talking about the fight. He's either beefing with another one of the commentators over something stupid, or turning every single moment into a memory from his own career. Oi, mate, this reminds me of my fight with Anderson Silva. Like, dude, someone just got knocked out. He's like, I remember, it kind of reminds me of my fight with Vitor Belfort. Look at the way he's lying unconscious. That's like myself. Like, dude, he acts like he's like one of these like legends of the game. You robbed Anderson Silva. You won the belt off a fluke. You defended the belt against a 45-year-old. He acts like he's on Mount Rushmore. Shut the fuck up and call the fights. And he's always arguing with someone else too. For example, like Dominick Cruz could be talking. Someone could land a jab or something. And Cruz would be like, that's a good hook. And then Michael Bisping would be like, actually, Cruz, that was a fucking jab, mate. Hey, you never jab. I'm going to jab your wife. And then they'll argue about it for like 2 minutes. And the fight's going on. And like something crazy's happening. And they're not even calling it. But yeah, man, Michael Bisping is terrible. Next one we have Chael Sonnen. Listen, man. I like Chael. Chael is hilarious. And Chael knows how to sell a fight, man. Chael is really good at hyping up the fights. But when he is asked his opinion, his take on something, it is the worst take I've ever heard every single time. And what made me say this was the post-fight show. Chael was saying that Chandler won round 1. How, in what world did Michael Chandler win round 1 against Patty? Then, right after he said that, he was talking about the Yair fight. He's like, Yair Rodriguez is obviously the number 1 contender. What are you fucking talking about, dude? Movsar Evloev is right there. What is he? Anyways, Chael just doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just clip farming out there. He's always pronouncing the fighters' names wrong. He's like, you know who I think's a real bad guy? Alex Pereira. Or he'll be like, Merab Dishavalili. Or, dude, it's always like, dude, he always says the name wrong if it's from the Caucasus. Or, like, he's not even a hard name to pronounce. He can fucking pronounce, like, John wrong. He'd be like, I don't even know. He's always yapping about something. But, yeah, man. Chael is terrible. I don't ever want to hear him. Every time he's on, like, I'll listen to Chael talk if it's funny, but I don't want to hear that. Next, we got Anthony Smith. Listen, man. Anthony Smith, he just doesn't bring anything to the table. Anytime Anthony Smith, I'd rather watch paint dry than listen to Anthony Smith talk, man. He's got no charisma, no energy. And he shows up in glasses and a suit looking like his lawyer told him to dress respectful for the judge. And then he keeps talking about technical aspects of the fight like he isn't Anthony fucking Smith. He'd be like, listen, man, Dustin just needed to avoid those takedowns, man, and he would have won. It's like, you're Anthony Smith! You're Anthony fucking Smith, man! I've seen your fights. I watched Glover Teixeira rearrange your fucking face. Don't lecture me on fucking distance management. Anyways, on to the next one. DC. Dude, this one hurts. This one genuinely hurts. Because I like DC as a person. His story is crazy, and his rivalry with Jones is crazy. But as a commentator, I'm convinced Daniel Cormier has no idea what he's watching anytime. He straight up admitted that he pays other people to watch film for him. That's like if Trump and Biden went to debate, and Trump was like, yes, I let JD write down everything. Like, dude, what? You don't even watch film? You're a commentator for the UFC and you're not watching film. Every card, he says the same exact thing too. Oh, that's a nice, he just repeats the same thing over and over again. He's basically just Joe Rogan's echo. If a fighter is from Dagestan, DC will just glaze him. If they're a wrestler too, he will just glaze them to hell and back. I feel like he just hates watching strikers. He just wants to watch them wrestler, man. Let's not forget that he's on the fucking weigh-in show just eating fucking Cheetos and chocolate cake and shit. He's always cheating on the fucking games. Dude, DC pisses me off, bro. Anyways, number 10, Dean Thomas. Dude, Dean Thomas is another one that they just kind of toss in randomly. And every time he speaks, I question, why is he even talking? Dean Thomas is like Captain Cold takes. He'll be like, DC, he's wrestling because he's a wrestler. He'll be like, Joe, he's trying to kick you because he's a striker, man. Thank you, Dean Thomas. That was very insightful. Now shut the fuck up and let me watch the fucking fight that's in front of me. And they always cut to him when something crazy is going on, too. I'm not trying to get a lecture from Professor Dean Thomas over here. I'm trying to watch the fight, man. His takes are terrible. So, yeah. Next we got Jon Gooden. Close your eyes, bro. I'm being for real. Close your eyes. He's not on the screen right now. Close your eyes. Why am I telling you to close your eyes if he's not on the screen? Anyways, what does he look like in your head right now? You have no idea what he looks like. He's not special. He's just British. That's all he has is that he's British. He has a British accent. He has never made a call that I'm just like, that's actually a pretty good take, Jon Gooden. You know what? You're right. I've never done that once. He's just British. And they just bring him onto the European pay-per-views. Number 8, we got a mix-up. So this is when the UFC will bring on some random fighter, maybe kind of get, an older guy, maybe someone that's had a good career, and yeah, basically just bringing on random people. People like Dustin, Usman, Chiesa, Chris Weidman. They bring one of these people on. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna get some new takes, but do I really need to know Chris Weidman's take on a title fight? Not really. Do I really need to know Michael Chiesa's pound for pound rankings? Not really. But yeah, I know Dustin was happy this weekend watching Chandler get smoked in live television. Not even live with his own eyeballs. Number 7, somewhere in the middle, you got Megan Olivi, man. She's not really super, super important, but No, her interviews are sharp. She asks real questions. She knows she knows the sport. She's polished. She's professional. And most importantly, she never makes it about herself, unlike Bisping. She just keeps quiet to herself, man. She does a good job. Yeah, she's like the presence the broadcast needs. Number 6, we got Dominick Cruz. Now listen to me. I'll admit, I used to hate Dominick Cruz. I used to hate his commentary. He'd just be wrong all the time so confidently. And I'd just be like, what are you talking about? But to his credit, I will give Dominick Cruz credit. He has leveled up his game. He actually gives solid striking analysis now. So anytime people are like striking, I like having Cruz on commentary. He knows what he's talking about. And he's the one who called DC out for not watching film. And they had like a beef. A couple years ago, I might have had Cruz right by Rogan at the bottom. But as of recent, he's gotten a lot better. So I'll give Dominick Cruz top 6. Number 5. Good old Dan Hellie. Dan Hellie, in my opinion, is criminally underrated. He always does commentary for Dana White's Contender Series. I hope they bring him to pay-per-view soon. Because this dude is funny. He's sharp. He's really handsome. Look at that smile, man. He's got a good smile. Look at that. I'm just kidding. But most importantly, he's not one of these. He's not an ex-fighter trying to protect his homies. He's a real commentator in his shows. And when he's on the weigh-in shows, he's pretty funny too. So Dan Hellie, I'll put you at number 5. But hopefully they'll bring him on to commentary a bit more. All right. Number 4, we got Laura Sanko. Laura Sanko deserves her props. And dude, don't even... I can see the comments. I can see the comments, right? Bro, she's not going to let you hit, bro. Bro, she's not going to let you smash for glaze on her, bro. Shut up, bro. Laura Sanko is a good commentator. She's professional. She doesn't overreact. She doesn't play favorites except for Shafkat. I'll take the Shafkat glaze. You don't hear that? Hear my neighbors screaming in the background? I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but my neighbors are like yelling right now. Anyway, she doesn't scream. Like, she'll glaze Shafkat, but that's really about it. Her post-fight interviews are clean, and she actually is funny on the weigh-in show. She knows the sport, man. She brings fresh energy, too. So, yeah, I like Laura Sanko on commentary. Number 3, Paul Felder is the most underrated commentator in not MMA, but sports broadcasting. Right now, Paul Felder, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. He stays up to date. He keeps dude, he's fought at a high level, but he doesn't use that to flex it or be condescending. He keeps it real, but he keeps it respectful too. He'll call out bad performances, but he never is like a hater. You know what I mean? There's like this famous like Twitter interaction that's like, Paul Felder is a way better commentator than he was fighter, and it's like people make fun of it because the guy's like a bitch, but I think he's right. I think that this guy is correct, that Paul Felder is 100 times the commentator as he was fighter. He was a pretty decent fighter too, but he's a really good commentator in my opinion. So I think that Paul Felder, you get a number 3 spot in my book. Underrated as fuck. I think he's really good. So number 2, bruh, Brendan Fitzgerald. Anytime that this guy is on commentary, he's usually at the apex, and he's really good. He's the definition of a professional. Keeps it clean, clear takes, never tries to do too much, doesn't do too little. He's not a fighter, so he's not trying to moonlight as a commentator. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't his second job. This is what he does for a living. He's trained for this, and yeah, he's just consistent. So Brendan Fitzgerald, hopefully they'll get you out of the apex soon with Jared Cannonier, and all will be well in Peaches and Greenville. And finally, to absolutely nobody's surprise, number 1, finally, Jon Anik. Jon Anik is the MVP. He is the man who carries the commentary team on his back every single card. Dude, I remember back in the days when it was Joe Rogan, DC, and Jon Anik, and I was hyped. Because I think, dude, the commentary team is stacked. It's going to be crazy. Now, every time I see Jon Anik, Joe Rogan, and DC, I'm just like shaking my head like, Jon Anik's going to have to carry these motherfuckers another Saturday. While they're while DC and Joe Rogan are like misnaming submissions, like, dude, someone will be going for a heel hook, and like Joe Rogan will be like, that guillotine's real tight, and DC will be like, I don't know, man, I think he's got it. Jon Anik is like holding it together. His fighter intros are sharp. His breakdowns are sharp. His ad reads, I want to buy Toyo tires because of fucking Jon Anik. You know what I mean? He's funny. He's professional. He doesn't overstep. Jon Anik is carrying the broadcast team, and I honestly feel bad for him because he he works with them every single Saturday, basically, and probably knows how terrible Joe Rogan and DC are. And he can't say anything because they're his friends, and he works with them every single. Jon Anik, I'm here for you, bro. I feel for you. So, oh shit. I'll just go back to the beginning, I guess. So that's the list. If I cooked your favorite commentator, cry about it in the comments. If I gave your least favorite fighter a little bit too much credit, just let me know. Drop a like, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Shout out my editor, FaZe. And, dude, FaZe is carrying these videos. I'm going to glaze my editor. Dude, we should put my editor at number 1. He's giving me instructions for my mic. I'm getting off track here. Just like, subscribe, do all that YouTube shit. Thank you so much. I'll catch you in the next one. And goodbye.